a blessed Sunday to us and happy fiesta also.
Yes,
There are so many things. It's a very colorful perspective and the so-called Christ event that we are celebrating today. And as we have read it from today's first reading, no? It's about from the perspective of Daniel, already talking about this glorious event that's going to take place in and through the person of the Son of Man, or Jesus. Attested or testified to by our second reading from the second letter of Peter. Peter, who was one among those who witnessed and experienced the Lord's transfiguration at Mount Tabor. This gospel reading today is a very significant take or perspective, no? You know, siguro kabalo na mo, you have always been aware that I am fond of using the word panlantaw, no? Perspektibo. Because this is our best approach into the reading of scriptures. It is not just enough to be able to read the words or to listen to the words. We also have to be able to cast a vision or what we call a picture image of what is actually happening. Now, there are so many aspects, as it is so colorful as a celebration, to talk about the transfiguration of the Lord. But let me offer you, for our reflection today, for this year's feast, a very significant, yet somehow not so taken into context, or not mabantayan ma, not being focused upon by so many reflections that you might have heard or you might have already read. And I would like to focus on this suggestion of Peter to Jesus after having seen the vision. And Peter said in reply to Jesus, "It is good that we are here. If you wish, I will make 3 tents. Hala, nganong tents man? No? So, unsa may labot anang tent o tulda nga gi-suggest ni Peter. Nawam pun maingon si Jesus nga, unsa ka Pedro, napraning ka diha, kaya nakakita kang pananawon. Now, scholars are always aware that the presence or the mention of the tents that Peter is suggesting is actually a reflection of a very significant feast celebrated by the Jewish people once a year. And that is called the Feast of Booths, or the Feast of Tents, or sometimes the Feast of Tabernacles. In the language of the Hebrews, it is called Sukkoth. No, because Sukkoth is the Hebrew word for tents, plural. So why was Peter suggesting this? So, in trying to present a view of this celebration, most probably, Jesus' transfiguration happened during that particular time when they celebrate the feast, because the feast is celebrated for 1 whole week. And what is so interesting about this celebration is, as a student, my first experience with the Sukkoth, or the Feast of Tabernacles, was when we were invited to our professor's house. And when we came to his house, diha sa ilahang pagsulod gyud human sa gate. This is in Jerusalem, by the way. Diha ita kung payag, no? Ang uban magtukod og tulda. Now, when I was also accompanying a group of pilgrims from Cebu, no? We went to Jerusalem during this time. And even in the hotels, naay mga payag-payag, naay mga tulda, no? And everyone is invited. And once you enter into the tent, there are drinks and cookies and candies offered. And there are explanations as well. What is this all about? It is an expression of hospitality, because this reminds the people of their wanderings in the wilderness before they entered the promised land. After they went out of Egypt, they were wandering in the desert for 40 years. Now they pitched tents, they lived in tents, and then they go from one place to another until they occupied the land promised to their forefathers. And so this is a celebration of hospitality. This is a celebration of openness, and everyone is welcome regardless of who and what you are. No, and they offer you everything. And so if we try to put this in the context of the Lord's Transfiguration, this is a very significant point of view where we can enter into. Unsa may buot ipasabot sa Transfiguration sa atong Ginoo? It is all about change, transformation. It is a transformative challenge where it has to start from our own openness. Dili ba yata mabago kung dili ta bukas sa atong kaugalingon, right? No? I think you can agree, and not just, I'm convinced that you agree with it. No one can change his or her life without being open. Because whenever we talk about transformation or transformative concerns, we have to be first of all open to the so many things around us. And this is the very significant dimension of today's feast. It is a constant need to be open so that change can happen. And once we are open, just like listen to Him, it always begins with listening from the heart. Because change or transformation or transfiguration in quotation marks always begin with our willingness and our ability to open to so many things in our lives. But this change is not just something for the sake of changing. It is a change for the better, going towards the best. No? So if we're changing for the good, remind ourselves all the time that after the good, there is still a better. And even after the better, there is also the best. No? Ayaw lang nang mingon nga, after the good, there is the bitter. And after the bitter, there is the beast. No, lain po na siya. No, lain po na siya. So it's the good, the better, and the best. And these are constant struggles that we do in our lives as we continue with our journey until such time that what we desire and what we have done for change has already touched other people, beginning with our family, beginning with our circle of friends, and hopefully the whole world at large. Amen.